Cutting out alcohol from your life will not solve all of your problems, and in this video I'm going to explain why that is. But cutting out alcohol can have a lot of amazing benefits, which makes it worth trying. Now on this channel I never want to tell anyone what to do or what they should do, but I do think there's a lot of power in trying alcohol-free lifestyle for a bit of time, and then comparing how you felt and what that experience was like to you regularly drinking, and being able to decide which path you want to take or how you want to include alcohol in your life through that data analysis. It's not just a decision of I'm drinking because I've always been drinking. It's a question of which do I like better, the alcohol-free lifestyle or the regular lifestyle. So there are a lot of amazing benefits to going alcohol-free. A lot that stem from your physiology in terms of how you feel, not having hangovers, better recovery, better sleep, all of those more physical elements. There's a lot of amazing mental elements that come from clearer mind, less brain fog, less anxiety, just a lot of clarity, and you can really see how things are affecting you clearly. And then there's a lot of emotional benefits in terms of that emotional regulation, being able to identify feelings, which obviously takes work, but you don't have the alcohol impacting your ability to analyze and assess and feel things. And then there's also the social benefits, which, although seem like downsides at first, do end up being benefits of stronger relationships with people in your life, a more refined circle of people who you are friends with, who inspire you and bring you joy, and who you share interests with. And so those are all amazing benefits that being alcohol-free can bring you. Even though I'm using the you language here, I'm only really speaking from experience, because this is all how I felt. I do not come from a background of alcohol abuse or substance abuse. I knew that alcohol was not serving me. It was holding me back from achieving some goals, and I just wasn't feeling great in all of the domains that I mentioned. And so I cut it out from my life. Now, I'm no expert in sobriety. I just shared things on this channel that can hopefully help you or help others navigate the transition to being alcohol-free. So as I said at the beginning of this video, cutting out alcohol does not actually solve all of your problems. But having said that, it does lay a fantastic foundation for achieving all the amazing benefits that I've talked about. So what do I mean by this? When you quit alcohol, it's giving yourself the third-party perspective in a way to actually assess how you're doing physically, mentally, emotionally, socially. You don't have alcohol kind of putting that veil on of you being able to really see how different things impact you, and really just kind of put a mirror up to your situation and say, like, how am I doing, right? It's easy when you're drinking every weekend or drinking all the time when you're socially to kind of forget how you feel, or forget that somebody, or kind of push off feelings of somebody who's, being rude to you or who isn't actually a good friend. But once you cut it out from your life, you're starting to reckon with all of these different things. Maybe it's just poor fitness, or maybe it's the fact that you get emotionally dysregulated super easily, or maybe it's a friend who really you don't like that much, but you just only spend time with drinking, and so somehow they're still friends. So that's why I say cutting out alcohol does not solve all your problems, but it does make all your problems solvable. That was a line I read and I thought is really, really valuable. On a personal level, cutting out alcohol gave me all this perspective. It allowed me to really see where I was physically in terms of my workouts and my health. It gave me the perspective to kind of feel the feelings of, where I had an anxiety or social anxiety and all these different things, because I didn't have anything, masking that. And from an emotional perspective, it allowed me to really feel feelings when they came up. And socially, it forced me to assess relationships with everyone in my life, who most of which continued to drink after I stopped drinking, but it really made me reassess them for where I actually had common ground and who I really connected with. But even today, I still struggle with some things, like feeling super loose in new social situations and kind of getting that stiffness out of the way without alcohol, or feeling intense joy in certain moments where I, maybe if I had been drinking, my old me would have been like super joyful and loose in party mode, but me now without drinking, which is a choice I still make for a reason, it's hard for me to sometimes get myself into that type of emotional realm. And again, I think this is just part of the journey, right? It's part of the process. Like, I never expected cutting out alcohol to lead me to the same equivalent life post that decision that I had before, But I think a lot of those same emotional things you can get to. It just takes more work. And so I haven't finished doing all the work I need to do to get to those moments of looseness and joy that maybe my old drinking self would easily be able to get to. But that's, I think, part of the beauty of the journey is that when I get there, I will be confident that I can have the full spread of emotional spectrum without alcohol. And it's like being able to live your life and experience the full human experience with 100% clarity. A lot of people do experience all human emotions, but they experience it through these goggles of alcohol and other substances that, although allow them to more easily experience that, they also don't fully see it with clarity. And so I think my journey that I'm on is trying to get to a point where I can experience all of the human emotions with 100% clarity and feel them with 100% clarity in a way that I think a lot of people just simply can't say they've done because substances are such a big part of our society. And I'm saying this with no judgment for people who drink or who use any substances. Like, everyone can do whatever they want to do. But personally, I think being able to explore the human condition, all emotions within the spectrum of human feeling with 100% clarity, is really cool. And if you're somebody who's watching this channel, you're sober curious, you're considering a life without alcohol, then maybe that will resonate with you too. So I'm making this video just to remind you that cutting out alcohol is not like a magic wand just waving over your life and improving everything all at once. But it will allow you to have amazing benefits if you start to use it as a foundation to improve your life in a lot of other ways. Obviously, there are some things physically and mentally that you'll experience as a byproduct of cutting out alcohol, but ultimately things like emotions and social dynamics are things that you do have to work at. But if you do that, you can make a lot of progress on the journey, but I still have a long way to go too. I have not been drinking for about 14 months now, and so I've seen some amazing benefits, which is why I talk about them on this channel, but I also think there's a lot that I can still learn. If this video was helpful or insightful, then please subscribe to my channel for more alcohol-free, sober curious, and self-improvement videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.